you guys like for breakfast this morning?
Honey with toast, please.
Sounds good.
Mom,
Yeah.
where does honey come from? Bees.
Yeah, that's right. Bees make honey. Do you guys want to go on a field trip to check it out?
Yeah.
Let's go!
Honey, honey, you are my candy girl.
So this is a pretty typical bee yard. These hives are fairly low. They are only about 5 or 6 high, but they can be up to 8 or 9. There's about 40 hives in this yard. You can see that it's a pretty nice day. We have a lot of honeybees coming in and out of the hive. These are the bees that are going to bring back honey and pollen to the rest of the hive. So you can see this is the outside of an extracting plant, and this is the inside. There are 2 automatic extractors. Both extractors can hold 60 frames each. And attached to the extracting room is a heat room. This is the first place that the boxes come in from the field. It is kept at about 31 degrees so that the honey remains liquid. And you can see there's a dehumidifier to try and help bring some of the moisture out. This is a typical box. They generally have 9 frames. Well, they always have 9 frames. And you can see the bees have put wax and honey in them. A lot of times the bees will put a wax capping to keep the honey in the frames. And so they just use a scratcher to scratch this wax capping off. These are nice frames. They don't have a lot of wax capping. This frame is a little bit older and it has a lot more wax capping. So you can see it has to be scratched a little bit differently, and you can see the honey dripping from it. So this extractor is pretty close to being done and ready to be loaded. You can see the bees will put wax on the tops of the frames, and so these have to be scratched off in order to have the honey flow out of them. So this is loading the extractor. You can see the new frames come in, the old frames go out of the extractor, and they will get reboxed, and they can go either back out in the field or go into storage depending on the time of the year. And then see the next side is getting loaded. So just push those frames through. The empty ones are really light. They go through really easily. And because those bees like to put wax on everything, you have to scrape the bottom bars. If you don't, the wax can cause the honey to get stuck between the frames and it just doesn't come out as nice. And the extractors just use centripetal force to get the honey out. So it spins really, really fast, and the centripetal force forces the honey to come out of the frames. And just a quick look at them being reboxed. So it takes 9 frames, puts them in a new box, and they go back out the extracting plant. The next picture is of honey coming out of the extractor. You can see it comes into a sump area, and the honey goes on the bottom and the wax floats to the top. The wax gets skimmed off. This is just a picture of some of the boxes that are starting to get stacked up for storage. Here we can see the tank room. There are 4 tanks. Each tank holds about 14,000 pounds of honey, which is 20 barrels. In a good day, the extracting crew can do 1.5 to 2 tanks a day. And here, the honey is just getting poured off. So in all this process, the honey sinks to the bottom and the wax, and if there's any bee parts, they float to the top and they get skimmed off. And then the honey gets poured out the bottom. So it doesn't take long, and you have a full barrel. This one weighed 691 pounds. And you can see these are some of the barrels that they have filled this year. So it can be a problem sometimes finding storage. And to come full circle, we can see those boxes have also been put onto the truck so they can go back out and be put on the beehive.
Honey, honey.